Folks, tonight's game is Rosie approved. All right, little girl, take it down. And the Sabres tonight, guys, gave us hope. And we can't ask for more than that at this point of the season we've had. There's hope now. There's hope. So let's hang on to that as the boys put a beating on the Red Wings tonight. Talk about a younger team making an older team look really old tonight. The Sabres were so much faster in this game. Really, we could have played 6 periods. The Red Wings look spent after 2. But it just is that type of game where everything went right our way. They were even breaking sticks on shots and everything. All right, guys, let's look at the numbers. And these numbers are brought to you by Rome, the sweet little bison. Here we go. Okay, the shots on goal were 39-24 for the Sabres, 44% on the faceoffs for 56% for Detroit. No surprise there, really. A little disappointing 0 for 4 on the power play. They were 1 for 4. The Sabres had 20 hits in the game. They had 40. But I felt like our 20 hits, folks, were good, solid hits in this game. We'll talk about that in a sec. We had 11 blocks. They had 17. We had 2 giveaways. They had 3. We had 9 takeaways. They had 7. Shots on goal per period. A Sabres sweep, 13-7 in the first, 14-12 in the second, and 12-5 in the third for that 39-24 total. Scoring. Tuck opens it up, outmuscles his defender. I forget who was on him there, and goes in, scores on the backhand early. The Sabres at 1:07 make it 1-0. And Byram, what a night he had. Scores his 10th from Benson and Greenway at 10:09. The Sabres are up 2-0. Rout makes it 2-1 from Raymond and Berggren at 12:37. And then Benson, who also looked really solid out there tonight, I might add. Benson from Greenway and Dahlin makes it 3-1 at the 13-minute mark. And Skinner makes it 4-1 from Benson and Cousins at the 15:29 mark. And folks, that's your game winner right there, our 4th goal. We go to the second. Clifton gets his second from Tage at 4:27. And the Sabres, right now, the rout is on. At this point, it's 5-1. Byram scores again from Thompson and Gergensons at 9:05 to make it 6-1. Raymond replies on the power play 24 seconds later from Fabry and Kane. And then the Sabres get that one back. Peterka gets it at 13:49 on a nice play. A wrister makes it 7-2 Sabres at that point. And the rout just continues. In the third, a little disappointing we didn't score, but the Sabres went into a shell, basically. And Wallman from Gothispeer and Mata makes it 7-3 at 17:32, and that is your scoring. So this was a rout. The score indicates how this game went. One thing I'll say, though, guys, about the hits, we're going to talk about that in a second, actually. I want to get into that in a second. One more clip. Let's look at the standings. Okay, the Islanders now overtake the Red Wings because they have that game in hand. So the Sabres right now are sitting 5 points out of a playoff spot. Yeah, they hold games in hand. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just grateful we're even this close, guys. I'm just grateful, really. The Sabres, and another thing, even if it was a pointless win, which it wasn't tonight, I'm still glad we hurt Detroit's chances, to be honest. Okay, so I want to get that out there. So, yeah, and the thing is, if we tied the Red Wings this year, guys, we will have more regulation wins. As you can see, we have 25 regulation wins. They have 23. That's the column they would go by. And if the Sabres do get that and finish in a tie, a deadlock with Detroit, we would get the bye. We would get the nod into the playoffs. Just saying, if it finishes a tie. Now, the hitting tonight, guys, I know that the hits were 40-20, okay? The hits are 40-20. I was impressed with the Sabres hitting in this game, and I know they doubled us in hits, but they were chasing all night long. And the truth is, we had dented their pride and ego very early in this game and basically kicked their ass early. And they knew right away they were in for a long night, the way the Sabres were skating. The Sabres they exposed their age in this game. That's what I seen, guys. The Sabres exposed their age in the first period. The Sabres came out, and guys, like I was saying in the pregame, they had to come out, it's a statement win. They had to come out and put their mark that they're going to get back in this. They have to do the same thing to the old Islanders when we play them next. We have to do the same thing. Sooner or later, there's a shift in the NHL. Sooner or later, like all these teams that keep making it, like Pittsburgh and the Islanders and Washington, all those teams, guys, in 3 years from now are going to be cellar dwellers. They're going to be struggling because they sold off all their picks long ago to maintain. And it's caught up to them now, these franchises. It has. Whereas the Sabres have a riches of young youth up and coming, and they're secure. And even if we don't get in this year, you guys got to remember, where's the franchise at? We're the youngest team in hockey. We're one of the lowest paid teams in hockey with our core locked in. Let's remember that. Our core is locked in. Yeah, of course, you're going to have to sign guys like Byram. Of course, but not next year. The cap will go up. I'll use that excuse like all fans do, but the cap will go up. So that helps us. And of course, these other teams, what will they do? They'll go and max out their cap. And some guy like Jersey made that mistake of Timo Meier. I knew that was a horrible mistake. Sabres fans were talking about going after him last year. Absolutely no. I didn't want to go near a 10-foot pole with that guy. I didn't. And you've seen, he didn't really show up in the playoffs or anything, and they signed him to this big deal. I'm very surprised Jersey did that. I don't blame Lindy. I blame their GM. In Jersey, what's going on over there. I don't blame Lindy. No. I'm too much of a Lindy fan. I've seen him for too many years accomplish tons with the minimal talent that he had. Look at 99. I mean, we didn't have a stacked team whatsoever. We had the greatest goalie ever, but we didn't have a stacked team. And that team played like a unit, And this is what we need to do now, right down the stretch, guys. So we're going to see as we go on forward. Now, I want to address something about the hits tonight. Those 2 hits on UPL were not answered, and that worries me. This is the only downfall I have of this game tonight, is how we did not come to our goalie's defense and drop the gloves and go after them and give them a few black eyes for doing that. That should have been addressed, okay? And I blame Granato. That's a Granato mistake tonight. You do not open the door to a team, a rival team, being able to take out your goalie. You don't. You address that right away. You do not leave that and say, well, we're winning. No, you address that like it's 0-0 game 7. You go after them. So I was pretty pissed about that. I did not like our reaction time. I had shades of memories of Lucic hitting Miller. It brought back those memories again when the rebuild started. Let's be honest. It was that moment the rebuild kind of started here in Buffalo, or the whole new era. It's not a rebuild anymore. It's a new era. But this current rebuild is going okay. And for those of you who think it isn't, you don't know hockey, okay? You just don't. If you think that this rebuild should be rushed in any way, you're making a mistake. Because in 4 years from now, when we're one of the top 5 teams in the league year after year after year, you're going to be thrilled. We didn't sell out back in these years. We cannot sell out now. I know we're on the verge. I get it, guys. I know how frustrating it is. I'm a Sabres fan. I've been a fan since '73. I'm a fan. I'm frustrated like you. But to sell out now is a mistake. We cannot sell out now. No, we made a really good trade. This Byram deal is going to work out. It sure looks like. This is a stud.
This is really terrific. We're having a nice time now, aren't we? I think the whole thing is going incredibly well.
This guy tonight, okay, Byram, in this game, for those of you that don't know, I'm going to throw a statistic at you. Pretty interesting one, too. I've got to tell you. This blew me away when I checked, because I was curious. Oh, my God, they took it down. God, I can't stand when they do this. Yeah, they took it down. Let me just try, guys. I'm going to log back in and see if it lets me in. But I can tell you, I already know it in my head, but I want to see if it's there. So if you guys go check. No, God, I can't stand NHL.com. They got a 16-year-old running this. Tonight, Byram had played like 2 more minutes than Dahlin on the ice. Byram led the team in minutes tonight. So think about that one tonight before you go to sleep. Byram led the team, not Dahlin. This is giving Dahlin some well-deserved rest, just off time. Dahlin was like 21 minutes or something tonight. We didn't have to play him 30 tonight because we got Byram there who's carrying a lot of the load. He looked really great tonight too. And Byram in this game had, he was a +4. He had two hits, 2 goals. You know, the guy was phenomenal tonight. He just was. He was the best Sabre on the ice tonight, I thought, really. He just positioned, every time you look at him position himself, he knew what he was doing. He knew where he was going. He wasn't like turning the puck over. He was just... So far, I'm happy with this deal, is what I'm saying. So far, I'm very happy with this deal so far. So, guys, we got our opportunity in front of us. The Sabres are now 5 points out, as we've seen in those standings, which I did show to you, right, guys? I'm so hyped I forget. In case you don't know, I'm tuning in late to the video, the Sabres are 5 points out of a playoff spot. I'm sure I showed you. Yeah, it's right there. I must have showed you. We're 5 points out. And if we win next game, that game in Detroit is going to be a showdown game. That's what that's going to be. So we got to be ready. Next game. Detroit's the last thing on my mind now. I don't care about Detroit right now. I care about the Islanders. We've got to beat these guys. Because the truth is, the Islanders have had a surprisingly good year when you look at their roster. Really. These are, you know, it's an older core. I know they got some good young guys too. They do, but like they have a GM that never makes any moves really, and they're kind of just going with it with what they have. So we'll see. We'll have to beat them, that's for sure, and we got to beat them in regulation. Then it sets up a monster game with Detroit, a monster game. All of a sudden, we're knocking on the door of the playoffs if we can get these next 2 games. But 1 game at a time, like I said earlier, guys. So I'm thrilled. I know most of you guys are thrilled tonight. You should be. Enjoy this one. Right when I thought I was off the hook and you were off the hook, eh, guys? Yes, of course. Okay, Rome has his words of wisdom for Detroit fans. For the Detroit fans that thought they had a playoff position locked, that is.
You will be destroyed. You will be destroyed. Destroyed.
Words of wisdom, folks. Words of wisdom. So that is where... Oh! Rosie's jealous of Rome. All right, calm down. My goodness. She's scratching my leg. She wants her turn. What the heck was that, eh? Oh, my goodness. It's funny because, you know, when I watch the game, sometimes I hold Rosie like this and she just leans back and watches it with me, eh? Like I'll have her lean back like this and she just watches the TV. It's so cute. So the boys win. They get it done convincingly. Absolutely look like a younger, faster team out there tonight. And so far, this Bowen Byram deal is looking amazing so far. In the most important games we've been playing all year, he's looked awesome. So I'm really thrilled about that. There you go. There you go. So if we can get this next game, oh boy, I probably won't be able to sleep the night before the next Red Wing game then if that happens. Oh, God. All right, I'm feeling good, guys. I'm going to leave it there. I might do another video. I have a lot to talk about after a win. After a win like that, guys, I'm feeling pretty good. I am. I'm really feeling good about the season all of a sudden, and I know we're just a game over, but it feels right. It feels like the boys are waking up at the right time. It just feels that way. Although I'm a fan, I've fooled myself many times before. We'll see you in the next 2 games. If I don't see you in the next video tonight, see you tomorrow. Have a good one, guys.